Hey guys, happy Spider-Man Day. This is Bandito Bane, the well-rounded nerd, the Super Spider-Man fan, and the Warhammer noob. And we may not have much to celebrate on Spider-Man Day. Mainly because this year in Comic-Con, the groundbreaking title, which all Spider-Man fans have loved, and this is universal, from the youngest Spider-Man fan to the oldest Spider-Man fan, Ultimate Spider-Man is being canceled. Final issue will be in December, and it will be Amazing The Ultimate Spider-Man number 24. And this really comes as kind of a blow to a lot of Spider-Man fans, because this Spider-Man fan, I have loved this series since its inception. Seeing Peter Parker and the Parkers all lined up for issue 1, it just gave me hope that maybe Marvel was thinking something, but no, they have to take it away. And of course we are getting Spider-Man 94 and Spider-Man Torn later this year, and we are getting an Magic the Gathering Spider-Man collection, but what more do we have? I mean, of course, they have been constantly trying to reinvent the character of Mary Jane. Now she is Venom, and they keep having her be with Paul, Nick Lowe's self-insert, and especially with people like on the title, like Nick Lowe, Tom Bavort, Dan Slott, and Joe Kelly all calling the shots. I have very little faith for this Amazing Spider-Man. Now Spider-Man is in an open relationship, in another attempt to make the character seem younger than he actually is, and this really bothers me because Spider-Man is supposed to be around 30 or 20 or in his late 20s, but now he's acting like he is a college student, and they're getting their advice from a Reddit column. And having an open relationship always sounds like the bad intro of a bad Reddit story that I've listened to, my dad listened to. And on top of that, the Joe Kelly run has been underwhelming, to say the least. The 8 Deaths of Spider-Man was more of a buffer to Zeb Wells' Thank God It's Over run, and the first issue of Amazing Spider-Man under his new run was basically a shot-for-shot rebrand of Brand New Day, and a lot of fans did not like Brand New Day because it was after the infamous One More Day, and we really want something else. We want to see Peter grow up. We want to see him be a more mature adult and not this constant screw up that Tom Bavort always keeps hinting that he should be. And the upcoming ASO Spider-Man events don't look that exciting. I mean, after the Hellgate, which actually was a good issue, the last issue number 8, but after that, it's like there are 2 separate Peter. One's in space, the other one is not holding back any punches. I mean, Nick Spencer already did that, and this was already done in the Clone Saga, and they're retreading stories over and over and over again, and it is getting very tiresome. And the whole Mary Jane will they won't they collab is just very like the stick in the carrot with people, and people are tired of it. And speaking about Mary Jane, they keep trying to reinvent her as a character. After the Nick Spencer run, Mary Jane and Peter Parker looked like they were going to be back together in a more permanent basis, but Then the Zeb Wells run happened, and Mary Jane did a complete 180. She treated Peter with such disrespect, such emotionless baggage, and it just felt wrong. And then we met Paul, who I'm pretty sure is Nick Lowe or Zeb Wells' self-insert. And this guy we did not know who this guy was, but when we did figure out who this guy was, we were like, why would Mary Jane leave Peter for this guy? A guy who basically destroyed his own universe and wanted to leave kids that he made orphans behind. Why? And this comes off as another thing that I have seen back in the Spider-Man 50th anniversary. A character was introduced as Alpha, and this kid was supposed to be Spider-Man's reluctant sidekick, but then he was so hated by the fans that they tried to give him a solo career and give him a solo miniseries, but that did not work. And in Spider-Man's 60th anniversary, they introduced Paul, Mary Jane's new husband. And I say that in quotations because this guy should not even be Mary Jane's significant other. And it just feels like they just did it just to have him be there for Mary Jane's new superhero persona as Jackpot. And they even tried it with this one issue when in Gang War, but then that flopped. Then they tried it again, having her team up with the Black Cat, and that one flopped. And it just showed how much people were mad about what they did with Mary Jane, because it felt like Zeb Wells gave her an entire character assassination just so she could be her own solo hero. And a lot of people did not like the character of Paul, even though Nick Lowe was saying, oh, it's just a few disgruntled fans. Even Tom Bavort was saying that it was a bunch of fans who were basically being anti-new Spider-Man because they wanted to see Peter Parker and Mary Jane back together again, and he ended up calling them yahoos, which really rubbed people the wrong way. And now they're like, oh, we have Ultimate Spider-Man, but now you're taking Ultimate Spider-Man away. And I don't know why these guys are so adamant of what's going on. Most of these guys who brought in these changes aren't even on Amazing Spider-Man anymore. Tom Bavort is the group editor for the X-Men office. Dan Slott has gone to DC. He has no say in Amazing Spider-Man anymore. He's doing Superman, and not even Nick Lowe will stick around. There's a rumor has it that he's going to the Galactic office. And speaking about the Galactic office, this is where Jonathan Hickman has created the Imperium series. And this is where Jonathan Hickman wants to focus all his efforts on. Imperium was basically his baby, and he wants it to succeed as Ultimate Spider-Man has, and I wish him the best. Imperium seems like a great book. I have not read it, but I heard a lot about it. But this makes me worry for the future of Spider-Man. And we're only less than a year away from Amazing Spider-Man 1000. And that always has a lot of weight on it coming in. And a lot of people have really, really, really left the book because of it. If it ends up that Mary Jane ends up marrying Paul, Peter ends up with the with the whole open relationship and brings in another girl, and this just keeps spiraling down, trying to make Spider-Man seem younger than he actually is. And this will rub people the wrong way, especially with Paul trying to be the father figure that Dylan never had. Dylan already has a father in Eddie Brock. Even though he wasn't the best father, he was always there. When he learned that Dylan was born, Dylan existed, he actually made an effort to be a father to him. He even took him in and taught and brought a father that he wanted to be. And now they want to try and shoehorn Paul into the role, but I'll give this to Al Ewing. He has made Paul so annoying that I even hate him even more. But the hate for Paul is real. Nobody loves Paul, and it's not just a minority of fans that do not like Paul. Carlos Gomez has put it on social media that the hate is real, and a lot of people have dropped the all-new Venom book because Paul was in it. So now, if this is just going to be like a setup to make Mary Jane and Paul's relationship permanent, I'm done. Seriously, I'm done. But we also have a new segment coming in next year with Marvel's Bring On the Bad Guys, and it is basically a whole plethora of villains that were created by Mephisto. And it feels like Mephisto may be the new big bad after Doctor Doom, because One World Under Doom seems to be coming to an end, and the new big bad might be Mephisto. And everybody who knows about One More Day knows that Mephisto was the one who created that. And this retcon is what not even any Spider-Man fan could defend. This was just a way to make Peter seem younger, but now it has completely backfired because people are tired of Peter being so immature, so I can't even get the words right out now, because it just feels like I can't wrap my head around a guy who's supposed to be 30 acting like Peter does. And you could say it's Parker luck, but it just feels more like they're trying to make him into a man-child and make him be one of the worst superhero identities. I mean, you cannot. And they said they want to keep Peter young, that's why they don't let him have kids. But look at the characters who are solo heroes: Batman, Superman, Deadpool, Blade, Wolverine, Captain America. They all have children, and you can't even tell me that Peter doesn't deserve to be a father after everything that he's been through. But anyways, I just hope that we get, as Spider-Man fans, have a better stories to look forward to now that Ultimate Spider-Man is ending by the end of the year. And I just hope that we as Spider-Man fans see that this is going to be a difficult time, especially if they do not change their ways. But anyways, this has been Bandito Bane, the well-rounded nerd, the Super Spider-Man fan, and the Warhammer noob, saying keep playing, and God bless.